Hey, this is Dave from Stencil. We're going to play around a little bit with something called a tessellation today. Tessellation is just a shape that fits together with itself many times. So you can actually cover an entire surface with a tessellation. Most common example of a tessellation is a square. When you paint a square, like if I were to paint squares on this floor, I paint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can paint 5 by 5 squares and I cover a 5 by 5 area with just squares. But they don't have to be squares. If you've been in the institutional bathroom, you know hexagons work just as well. So hexagons are another tessellation. We're going to play with one that's just a little bit more interesting today and see if we can actually find a shape that tessellates. We're going to use MC Escher's lizard pattern, which you may have seen in tiles on the street or tiles in a really fancy bathroom or something. And we're going to see how they fit together and how you can use a single stencil to make a really interesting pattern with the right shape. Okay, so you see I've got those three shapes kind of going together. This is a very special shape. Not all shapes will do this. But you see I've got the gold, the red, the green pattern of the lizard. I'm going to go back later and I'm going to put over the other lines. But I wanted to just maybe let this go on for a little bit more. I'll put another red one here and maybe another gold one over here so that you can see how they fit together. And then we'll paint the details in. Hey, so I kind of like the way this came out. There are a couple things that I would like to have different. One is I would like to pick a shape that actually really does tessellate perfectly. You can see this starts to have cracks in it just a little bit here where I start to miss with the red. This doesn't fit nicely into the foot here doesn't fit nicely into the other foot here or the other leg. And over here, then the wheels really came off over here because I'm not sure why exactly, but I think I need to probably copy an Escher file just a little bit more precisely and verify that it tessellates before I try it. But I'm pretty happy with the results. You notice that I had just used one stencil. I used multiple colors. I varied the spray on the details just a little bit, and I think that I could cover a wall with this. But I'd probably want to mark off some things on a grid so that when I lay down each stencil, I'm hitting it at just the right point on the grid. And that'll probably be a subject for another session. But for now, I'm pretty happy with this. So here you go. One stencil, tessellated, makes a very interesting pattern that's much bigger than just the single stencil. This is Dave signing off from Stencil.